Hi, my name is Melissa van Dijk. Now, should you apply your alpha-butane to damp skin? And I believe that you're referring to the ordinary alpha-butane, as it contains 2% of alpha-butane plus HA, which refers to hyaluronic acid, and therefore the question. Because anything that contains hyaluronic acid, there's a saying that you need to apply to damp skin. Well, I do have my thoughts on that. I have broken it down specifically on hyaluronic acid. So if you want to see that video, I have it for you in the top right corner. But I want to keep my focus towards this serum, and it still will work with any alpha-butane treatment that you may have at home. It won't change in that sense, because as already emphasized in previous videos, you should not confuse damp skin with wet skin. This is the most important step to understand, so that your skincare products will layer properly. Plus, in this specific case, since it contains alpha-butane as well, that it's not going to get out of its pH range, and that it's not going to cause any sensitivity or discoloration, because alpha-butane is quite sensitive to a pH. So therefore, when leaving the water drops on the skin surface, this may or may not already give you the effect of sensitivity or discoloration. So therefore, I want to share with you the application that you can see it visually step by step. So we are going to get started with the first step, which is washing your face. Now, this can be done in the morning and or evening. Same would apply to when you should use your alpha-butane serum. Can be used daily in the morning and or evening. Now, you want to make sure that you're going to apply it to a freshly washed and clean face. Therefore, go ahead, grab your favorite cleanser and start off by washing your face. Now, one thing that you should not forget is by starting off with clean hands. So if your hands aren't clean, make sure to wash them at first and then head into the cleansing step when washing your face. So I have CeraVe's foaming cleanser right here. If you have a different one, replace it. Make sure to read on the back of the packaging on how you should use it. Do you need to apply it to dry or wet skin? And then go ahead and adjust it. So I'm going to get started with splashing some water onto the skin using lukewarm water. Then I'm using about 1 pump of the cleanser, massaging it all over my face and neck for about 30 seconds to a minute. And then again, I'm going to rinse it off with water. Now, and then after that, we are going to head into the most important step. So let's go ahead and do this. So once you have massaged your cleanser all over, you now can go ahead and again rinse it off with water. When doing this above the sink, I'm now going to get started by splashing most of it off with water by using my hands, but then in between I always like to use those makeup cloths or microfiber cloths, which I'm going to wet and then squeeze them out and then gently swipe it across my face and neck to make sure that I'm getting everything off the skin so that there's no residue left. So now I'm going to rinse again. So now once you're done with your cleansing step, you have properly washed your face, you have properly rinsed it off with water. Now we are heading into the most important step, which I believe most of you are going to confuse, and this is damp skin with wet skin. So I still have the water drops on the skin surface. This refers to wet skin. Please do not apply your alpha-butane, doesn't matter if it contains hyaluronic acid or not, please do not apply it to wet skin. This is where it can cause the discoloration issues or even sensitivity. And then even when your alpha-butane serum contains hyaluronic acid, it's going to like weirdly layer on the skin surface, and it even can peel off, because you're just going to mix your treatment. You're going to mix your alpha-butane and even hyaluronic acid with the water drops, which just gives you like a weird like layer. It's giving you a weird and uncomfortable feeling. So therefore, you want to make sure that you're now going to take a clean towel and then gently pat all over to remove the remaining water drops from the skin surface. So, and once you have done this now refers to damp skin, because while I was washing my face, my skin was able to absorb some water and I've just basically patted off the residue. So now if you're planning on using your alpha butane or even your hyaluronic acid to damp skin, now would be the time. If you prefer to apply your skincare products to dry skin, that's completely fine as well. You now can go ahead and wait between 5 to 10 minutes and then move on to the application. Just make sure to not apply to wet skin. So when it comes to your alpha butane, I'm going to go with the ordinary one, since I believe this is where the question basically is coming from. And with this formulation, you want to use between 3 to 5 drops for your face and neck, or just about 3 drops for your face alone, and then apply it evenly and thinly all over, and it should absorb very quickly into the skin. So you shouldn't overdo it with the amount of product that you're using as well. And the same would apply with any other alpha butane treatment that you may have at home. Doesn't matter if it's from the ordinary or not, just make sure to apply it to damp skin or dry skin, but not wet skin. Rub it between your hands and then evenly blend it all over. Just make sure that you're going to avoid the application on your eyelids. Do not get it too close to the lower lash line, and please make sure to not get it into your mouth nor into your eyes. So, and once you're done with the application, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. Now, it is completely fine to stop right here. Just don't forget sunscreen throughout the day if you have sun exposure, and then there you have it. If you now want to continue with your usual morning and or evening skincare routine, you want to follow with other treatments afterwards, it's completely fine. But I do want to emphasize that now there is no need to go in with a mist again. Just leave it as it is. Just let it absorb into the skin. Give it about 30 seconds to a minute, and then move on to the next steps that you usually would do when it comes to other treatments, or maybe applying your moisturizer to the skin. So there's no need to wet your face again. This just is going to cause more issues than necessary. And so this is what I wanted to share with you. I do hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did so, please don't forget to give the thumbs up as well as share it. And if you now want to learn more about skincare, I'm going to leave some of the videos at the end of this video, and I will see you soon in the next one. Happy skincaring. Bye.